in Smartphone Show 20, a salute to two classic and innovative Windows Mobile 5 hardware designs and a detailed review of the Nokia E60, a no-nonsense, squarish form factor business smartphone from Nokia, yet with all the goodness of S60 3rd edition inside. Enjoy the show. Now, I'm not American, as you know, but I'm going to follow one of their TV traditions by including a salute to two devices that I believe have revolutionized the Windows mobile powered smartphone world. Before these two devices, there were only slow, clunky, boxy handhelds that were years behind the Symbian OS powered community. With the arrival of these two, the Windows mobile world arguably caught up and temporarily overtook, at least for some types of user. The first saluted device is the orange SPV C600, just about the first device to sport Windows Mobile 5. Although the brand new OS helped enormously, the HTC-made SPV C600 raised the bar in other areas too, with lines that seem incredibly svelte even today. It feels quite superb in the hand, and there's literally not a wasted millimetre anywhere in the casing. Compare it with the recent Nokia E60 reviewed later in the show, for example. The display is huge considering the form factor, and the design of the soft buttons, the number keys and joystick has yet to be matched. In use, the 1.3 megapixel camera and the lack of 3G do show the SPV C600's age nowadays, but I still keep one of these on my desk to remind me how small and efficiently designed a smartphone can be. And you can get an unlocked, good condition SPV C600 on eBay these days for between £50 and £100. And that's amazing value. Next up is a salute to the HTC Wizard, here shown in branded iMate KJAM form. If you'd asked me a couple of years ago whether a mass market device could be made in which the whole front of the device slid out to reveal a full function QWERTY keyboard, I'd have said it was impractical and couldn't be made. Yet HTC did it, and the side sliding keyboard in their Wizard reference design has been the template for most Windows mobile communicators ever since. And the hardware seems to be reasonably reliable too, being able to go from portrait, stylus-based PDA phone mode to landscape keyboarded palm top in a split second using the same physical display is a huge selling point. And as with the SPV C600, the Wizard is showing its age slightly now with no 3G, only a 1.3 megapixel camera and a keyboard that, well, it shows potential, but nothing more. HTC have significantly improved their keyboard designs in the intervening year or two. But with Wi-Fi on board, you can still get an awful lot done in this converged device. Unlocked in good condition on eBay, you can get this device now for between £100 and £150, which is still an absolute steal. The SPV C600 and the HTC Wizard, two classics of smartphone design and the kicking off points for the Windows mobile powered success story we see today. But it looks like a living room remote control was what All About Symbian's Rafe said a while ago about this, the Nokia E60, and he's not far wrong. I think the designer of the E60 must have taken his design cues from those monoliths poking out of the moon's surface in 2001, A Space Odyssey. I can just imagine the E60 in the film. The E60 is one of a triad of business-focused smartphones from Nokia, all running S60 3rd edition and all with a full Symbian Office suite. There's the new web browser, of course, and Wi-Fi, absolutely essential for a business device these days, for both fast web surfing and voice over IP functions. I can see businesses going for the E60 in a big way, integrating it into a company voice over IP solution and presumably saving money in the long run. The E61, you'll remember, had the full-width thumb keyboard and landscape screen, while the E70 had the good camera and gull-wing fold-out keyboard. The E60 has a lot in common with each of these, yet within a standard phone monoblock form factor. Once you get used to the looks, and you get over wishing they'd applied at least an ounce of style and corner shaving, the E60 actually feels quite reassuring. At least you know some spotty teenage lout isn't going to mug you for it on the street. The lack of folding or sliding mechanisms means that the E60 hardware is going to be very reliable, and it's certainly well made in metal and plastic. With no creaks and a rubber shrouded joystick, that's the best I've ever seen in a smartphone. As with the E70, the screen on the E60 is amazingly crisp and bright at 352 by 416 pixels, despite not being any physically larger than your average smartphone. And as with the E70, you can run all applications in landscape mode should it be more convenient, such as when viewing office documents or more likely browsing using the web browser. Here the switch between screen modes is done in software, with the rotate utility on the opening menu. And as with all S60 smartphones, the first 12 application slots are shortcutted to the number pad, which means that you can switch screen mode simply by pressing the 0 key. If you've been watching the smartphone show for a while, you'll be familiar with S60 3rd edition as a platform, with quite adequate PIM apps, a calendar, contacts and the like, allied with cutting-edge multimedia including MPEG for video playback and AAC audio, although you do have to buy your own stereo headset. One doesn't come with the E60 box. As one of Nokia's business devices, they've made sure it's compatible with all popular push email systems in use in the corporate world, and they've also not been stingy with the general software package. Downloads for Nokia's E-series include an expense manager, the popular WorldMate travel aid, and a zip archive utility. I've often mentioned Nokia's open source web browser in this smartphone show, and it's arguably better here than on any previous device, with the high resolution screen, a Wi-Fi for decent page loading times, and even handy backlit ridges embedded in the main keypad to make it really easy to hold and use the E60 in landscape mode. My Review E60 had the very latest optimized firmware and came with over 21 megabytes of free RAM at boot up, which in practice is plenty for a device that doesn't have a camera and doesn't have to worry about RAM-hungry photo editing. Nokia has gone all out to make sure that the E60 is as attractive to businesses as possible, even using the old-style DVRS MMC, that's MMC Mobile to you and me expansion card format, the old-style Nokia charging socket, and even the BL5C battery, the bog-standard battery you find in millions, tens of millions of Nokia smartphones and phones worldwide. So it should be a very easy upgrade for many people. The absence of a camera in the E60 was obviously a design choice, and a sensible one, as it means that the E60 can be accepted into many companies where camera phones are banned. The 2001 monolith styling isn't immediately attractive, but look past that and there's a seriously powerful smartphone here just waiting to be unleashed in the right hands.